with Stranger Things,
Let's try
Futurama,
something else. Maybe we should.
Put the dice away before I take them away.
Chris Pine, and E.T., the extraterrestrial all have in common. Well, it's Dungeons & Dragons, of course, a tabletop role-playing game devised by founders Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson in 1974. The pastime involves the exploration of a group's own distinct fantasy world via the lens of a player's own character creation. Players can choose to be a number of different mythical races such as elves, dwarves, orcs, tieflings, and even human-like creatures known as Dragonborn, all with their personalized backgrounds and specialities, some players choosing to be classified as a wizard, bard, or monk. A form of storytelling. Key moments within the game are decided by the roll of specialized dice. These include a 4-sided dice, a 6-sided dice, an 8-sided dice, a 10-sided dice, and the iconic D20. Throughout the years, the game has gained an ambivalent reputation within the public eye. The tabletop RPG gaining negative notoriety during the 1980s due to a hysteria known as the Satanic Panic, a period of widespread moral panic in which unfounded allegations of satanic and criminal behavior were placed upon any conduct or activity that did not fall under strict religious fervor.
Some young people are attracted to the occult by seemingly harmless pleasures, such as games and music. They start by participating in fantasy role-playing games, like Dungeons and Dragons.
The craze of which honed its sights on Dungeons and Dragons under the false pretense that the myths, gods, and legends contained within its fantastical narratives promoted the practices of demonology, witchcraft, and other violent behaviors, not only creating a dent in the game's esteem, but also generating a harmful stereotype in which its players were seen as basement-dwelling degenerates. A taint that would remain upon its reputation until it gained positive acclaim through its inclusion in mainstream pop culture. Positive representation such as The
We
Simpsons,
played Dungeons and Dragons for 3 hours. Then I was slain by an elf.
Listen to yourself, man. You're hanging with nerds.
You take that back!
Homer, please. These boys sound very nice, but they're clearly nerds.
Really? But nerds are my mortal enemy.
Community, and Vox Machina. Gained considerable public interest and intrigue, and it is these favorable depictions that drew me to play the game and investigate what it means to both celebrities in its field and Oma's very own local campaign. Highly invested in the pastime, its players described the games as
interactive,
Fun.
and full of
collaboration,
celebrities such as Devor, a Wild, most famously known for her role as Lae'zel in Baldur's Gate, a role-playing themed video game set in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, highlighted the fact
We love to see ourselves reflected in stories, and we love to see ourselves reflected in characters. So, we find comfort and identity in that, and it gives ultimately it gives us a platform to connect to other human beings.
sympathies shared by its players who expressed to me that
This isn't just a game, this is an outlet for creativity, this is an outlet for, like, maybe even therapy, as you said yourself earlier. This is something that, like, we live in a very insular world where we're all very isolated. This gets people out together, socialising, talking through issues, and even if you're not realising it, you are maybe going through things through D&D that are helping you in your own everyday life.
People from all walks of life will come together every 2 weeks and throw dice and imagine goblins and spirits and dragons and all sorts. And how do we defeat this thing? You do it collaboratively, not combatively.
It lets everybody have a turn. Therefore, it lets everybody have a voice, and it lets everybody come out of their shell.
as well as their strong belief that the game creates a positive environment.
In these types of groups,
social, it's healing, it's so many things more than I ever thought it could be.
People can like really relate to this a character or a facsimile or an avatar that they produce for themselves, and then can learn things about themselves, their actual selves through that. They can learn how maybe to empathize with other people, or to empathize with other points of view, or to challenge other points of view that maybe they wouldn't have thought to do so before.
Reflecting back upon this journey of discovery, I realized that the many misconceptions I had previously encountered about the game were false. That it is a form of recreation that brings people together and instills camaraderie within its participants. A fellowship that drew me to one final conclusion, that its continuing rise within pop culture and its whimsical and enchanting narratives could only mean good things for society and its mental health.